It is a real concern, a real fear. Polytheism. You must learn about it. You must be warned of it. You must teach against it. You must teach your family about it. You must learn about Tawheed and all of its sub-chapters and all of its relevant issues, so that you can learn about Shirk, polytheism, and all of its sub-issues and all of the branches that come off of it, so that you can be warned about all of it and stay away from all of it, because it is certainly going to take place in this ummah. So the fear of Shirk, of polytheism, is a real fear. It was a fear of Ibrahim. It was a fear of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And it's not to be the case that we say we're Muslims and we know Tawheed and everything is fine, and Muslims only worship Allah and they don't make Shirk. You go to the Muslims and you go in the ranks of the common people and you say, what is the meaning of Tawheed? And they say, Ibadatullah. It's worshipping Allah. Like sujood, like salat, 5 salat a day. That's Tawheed right there. And they can't bring the proper definition of Tawheed. Tawheed is an announcement, a declaration of distance and denouncing of something. What are you denouncing when you're saying you're a person of Tawheed? What are you denouncing? From everything worshipped besides Allah. I denounce it all. Nothing deserves worship. La ilaha. There is no thing, no person, no angel, no prophet, nothing that deserves any kind of worship. No salat, no siyam, no tawakkul, no raja, no khawf, no love, no fear, no love of worship, and so on. No one deserves any form of worship. And then you just make one exception. Out of all things that are worshipped, you exempt Allah Rabbul Alameen, the only one who deserves worship, based on His rububiyyah, that He's the Lord, creator, provider, bringer of life and death for all things. You bring Him as an exception in your statement of La ilaha illallah, except for Allah. You ask the common people, what's the meaning of Tawheed? And this meaning is too complex for them to remember or to explain. You ask them, okay, then if we are Muslims and none of us make Shirk, what's the definition of Shirk? What's the definition of polytheism that we're all so safe from? And they say it's ibadatul awthan. It's idol worship. A lot of those people that go to idols and they bow down to them. And they restrict Shirk to one simple, surface level manifestation of Shirk. And this is what so many common people believe. That's the definition of Tawheed, ibadatullah, the worship of Allah. And the definition of Shirk is worshipping idols. But what about magic? What about horoscopes? What about hope and fear and your dua being to Allah Ta'ala alone and so on? What about all of the Shirk that the people actually fall into, but they wish to say, we're Muslims, we don't make Shirk? That's the whole point of the chapter today. The whole point of the chapter is to wake the Muslims up. The ones who would like to just blanketly say, we are Muslims, people of Tawheed, we don't make Shirk. What's all this excessive talk about Shirk and Tawheed and studying it? What class is this now? Number 64 in Kitab al-Tawheed. This is our 64th class in this book, Kitab al-Tawheed. We're not even halfway finished with the book. Alhamdulillah. People would say, what kind of ghulu? What kind of excessiveness is this, that you people will sit on one book for 100 lessons? Too much focus on a topic that's too clear. Yet ask them about the chapters of Kitab al-Tawheed and how the issues of worship are to be for Allah Ta'ala one by one. Ask them about those matters. Ask them about saying, I swear on my mother's grave, what is this? Ask them if they know the ruling on this. Ask them if they know, what about going to a soothsayer? What about going to a fortune teller just to see what he or she has to say? You find them saying, it's not a big thing as long as you don't believe them. Yet our Prophet ﷺ warned us about it as an issue of Tawheed and Shirk. And he said the one that goes to a fortune teller, the salah is not accepted from him for a period of 40 days. As we'll get to, insha'Allah ta'ala, in the future chapters. So the whole point of the chapter then is that you cannot believe that Shirk is a done deal. It's something that in the past people used to be led into. And that today we're too intelligent, we're too ready for it, we're too knowledgeable for it. No. Because you go into some places, you go into some villages where the Sufis and the deviants have spread their call, and you find them saying what? Whenever there's a disaster and you need relief, where do you go? Go to the graves. That's where the answer is. Go to the graveyard and call, Ya Badawi, Ya Fulan. You name the people who are in the graves. These are great awliya, great saints that are close to Allah. You call on them, and they will ask Allah for refuge or for protection for you from these calamities and disasters that you face. And the shaitan tricks them. The shaitan tricks them because it's true that their lands get invaded by non-Muslim invaders. And they go to the graveyards and they raise their hands making dua at the graveyards. And the people see them doing that. They don't take up arms to defend their lands. They just say they're pious, they're mystics, they're Sufis. They're going to go to the graveyard and seek safety there. The people own the land now. There's no need to fight them. We've got you in the graveyard praying to the dead. There's no success coming from Allah for you people. There's no aid and no relief coming from Allah. Because you're all calling on the dead and the people in the graves. So then the people will leave them alone, and then the shaitan will convince them that we were saved, we are alive today, because the people in the grave have saved us. They have called upon Allah for us. We asked them to aid us and to assist us with Allah, and they did. Look how the shaitan tricks them. Allahu al-musta'an. And the dua must be to Allah Ta'ala alone. وَمَنْ يُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ فَقَدْ حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ الْجَنَّةِ. Whoever commits polytheism with Allah, then paradise is forbidden for him. Yeah, so whoever calls upon someone in the grave, whoever calls upon a saint, paradise.